Hello everyone, and today we're going to be taking a long look at PlayLink for PlayStation 4. Chances are these days you or someone you know owns a phone or tablet, maybe even both. And if you don't own a mobile phone, you're basically on the outs in this ever-evolving technological world. It's no secret mobile gaming holds a large share in the gaming market, often catering to the casual crowd who wouldn't typically own a console to play. What if we combine the elements of mobile and home gaming into one for the casual audience? Sony set out to do just that. Announced in 2017, the concept of PlayLink would connect certain games on the PlayStation 4 to handheld devices by the installation of a free app in replacement of a typical controller. These social games are mostly meant for small gatherings, often ranging from 1 to 6 players that anyone of any kind can play, just like the Jackbox party games. Few games allow for 1 player, and fewer games allow for the option to use a controller. Each of the game's respective PlayLink app required to play is available on the user's mobile store for Android and iOS users. Free to download, just sync with the respective PS4 game when you want to play. It's that simple. Unlike other previous new ways to play on PlayStation like the PS Move, the VR, or the iToy, PlayLink doesn't require the manufacturing of extra equipment. The games can be found pretty cheaply in physical form, but not all PlayLink games receive a physical disc in North America and are exclusive to the PlayStation Store. Sony even attempted to bring its PlayLink line further into the mainstream by releasing 2 of its titles through PlayStation Plus as extra games, along with the usual fare. That's You and Knowledge is Power were both released to PS Plus users in July 2017 and August 2018 respectively, with users being able to snag the games for a few months. So let's talk about the games. Around 14 official titles marked with the PlayLink logo were released. Some I personally played and others I haven't. Knowledge is Power and its sequel, Knowledge is Power Decades, are quiz games that will test your knowledge on a variety of topics. It's the only series of games in the PlayLink release that receives a sequel. 2 to 6 players pick oddball characters and go through battle rounds of multiple choice questions, challenge rounds consisting of matching answers to the questions, and then the finale, where winning is up for grabs as you climb the pyramid of knowledge, answering questions correctly while trying to prevent other players from proceeding. Like any game show, the host is charismatic and will guide you through the whole experience. If you have the choice though, I highly recommend playing Knowledge is Power Decades over the original. It features the same gameplay as the original, but now allows you to pick different modes after your first playthrough and is quicker in its animations. Plus, the questions should appeal to many age types. That's You has a very interesting concept. Do you know the people around you and do they know you? A variety of questions and drawings will answer this. It's also a more mature game in terms of what the narrator says and the questions offered. But you could say this is PG-13, but that can be turned off for minors. Players will travel to different locations, enriched in detail with different topics specific to each location. High points are earned for those in agreeance and lower points for those who aren't. You'll be tasked with answering questions and taking pictures to draw on. Players can create written questions and drawings in a variety of available topics that can be used in the game. These questions are stored on each of the 6 players' devices and one can be selected per game. In 2014, the karaoke game SingStar released an app where mobile devices can now be used as a microphone instead of a corded and wireless compatible microphone. It's compatible with the PlayStation 3 digital version of the game and the PlayStation 4 digital version, along with the only physical release we received in North America, SingStar Celebration, which was released under the PlayLink brand. It didn't feature anything new other than the music. Sadly, it's also the last big SingStar release before the game's online servers were shut down at the start of 2020, which included buying new songs. Rest in peace, SingStar. From Supermassive Games, the developers behind the PS4 hit Until Dawn, comes a game similar in concept that now allows for 1 to 6 players. Following a detective and a lawyer, players will search for clues and make choices to solve the case of the truth about the Trapper, a serial killer who sets up traps at the crime scene to kill first responders. Like any interactive drama PlayStation has released, characters can live and die depending on the player's actions. Story mode uses a voting system with majority vote winning. Competitive mode gives players an objective called Hidden Agenda, where the player will have to get a certain outcome which involves sabotage to earn this outcome. It's one of the best PlayLink games out there and one of the darkest and mature ones you'll find. Frantics allows 1 to 4 players and a number of quirky minigames hosted by the Fox. There's a catch though, the Fox will sabotage your rivals, but will also help them. From arena brawls to races, players will swipe, tilt, shake, and flick their mobile devices. Players will also need to look out for secret missions and calls from the Fox that could help them with that individual win. Chimp Party literally combines the words chimp and party together to form the title. It features 1 to 4 players and 18 minigames across 90 levels that's family friendly. Players can dress up their chimp to their liking. Different outfits and accessories can be collected to personalize your chimp on the app itself. So if you play on a different PS4 like at a friend's house, your customized chimp is ready to go. Unlike other releases in the PlayLink line, Planet of the Apes: Last Frontier can be played with a controller or the respective app. Set between Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes, you'll see both sides of the story from the apes and the humans, making moral and ethical choices that could unite the two factions or further add to the war. I found the story to be very boring, with the characters lacking that spark of attraction. I almost didn't care if any of them died. If you're expecting a more gripping story like Hidden Agenda, you won't find it here. Of course, if you watch any of the films, your experience may be enhanced, and maybe that's the issue here since I haven't seen them, but I didn't find myself lost needing to watch the films to understand what's happening. It's a standalone story on its own, but maybe not one you'll want to replay over and over again. Melbit's World is a cooperative puzzle platformer where communication is key. You'll guide these digital creatures through levels of traps where they dodge evil viruses, gather seeds, and spread some good vibes across the internet. 1 to 4 players can team up to stop the forces of evil in this game. 2 to 6 players play a series of competitive minigames in different cities around the world in Word Hunters. Winning rounds and claiming letters in each location while blocking opponents will help you win. Set in 20 global destinations with famous landmarks, 15 party word games in multiple languages can also be played. The PlayLink application for Ticket to Ride is completely optional but enhanced by it. 1 to 5 players locally can keep their hand hidden with their mobile device and choose what cards to draw or where you can sit down to complete objectives. Based on the board game, Ticket to Ride is a railway adventure where you link up various cities to reach a destination. You'll need different tactics to block competitors' railways and take over routes. It also features an exclusive France map for PlayLink on PS4. PlayLink allows 1 to 10 players offline or online and just deal with it. A 5 classic card game with a twist. Players can team up to launch attacks and sabotage the competition, like freezing them in ice or shooting goo at them. Those attacked will need to tap and blow on their device to get back into the game. Team missions will make players collaborate with others to complete missions within each game. The PlayLink apps for Uno and Battlefield, both of which were previously released for the PlayStation 4, only enhance the experience. The app allows each player to have their own screen, Battlefield players can deploy their fleet without others seeing, and PlayLink for Uno allows for local play of up to 4 players where each player can conceal their hand of cards. Even though the first set of PlayLink games came out in 2017 and by then Sony was done with first-party support on the PlayStation Vita, I would have loved to have seen these apps downloadable from the Vita itself. The Vita has a touchscreen and the ability to show visuals horizontally and vertically. Not only that, I can't help but to wonder how long these apps will be available. 5 or 10 years from now, will these apps be available to download to those who don't own them currently? The threat of a digital delisting is always present, and with that said, I would highly recommend downloading these apps on your mobile devices so they're at least in your library for future use, just in case you decide to get one of these games. PlayLink was also a missed opportunity to include some of PlayStation's well-known franchises back into the fold. All of the first-party titles are new, which is to be expected with a new way to play, but also including a familiar series would invite those fans back into this fold. Knowledge is Power is very similar to the Buzz series of quiz games that were back on the PS2, PS3, and PSP, but majority of those games required peripherals that were buzzers to play. You typically couldn't take a controller and play the game. It was a huge flaw for the series. With PlayLink though, your phone could become the buzzer. You think Buzz would be a no-brainer, but it shall remain in the grave of the forgotten. Chimp Party could have been reskinned as Ape Escape. It wouldn't be the Ape Escape everyone would want, but Ape Escape does have a history of trying different types of games. There have been a number of party games, an RPG game, a racing game, and a Move exclusive on the PS3. Ape Escape Mischief would be perfect for up to 6 players. Another party game involving outlandish escapades of hundreds of loose monkeys causing havoc. Surely it would have been a high seller for those nostalgic for the series' return. It also would have been nice to see something set in the world of Little Big Planet, utilizing the touchscreen to craft objects that could help Sackboy get out of trouble, maybe some extra minigames and the ability to create minigames using the touchscreen that's much more simplified than the regular Little Big Planet game, and of course, the many outfits that could be customized for Sackboy on each person's app. In retrospect, PlayLink was an interesting concept, but majority of the games required 2 or more people to play and enjoy. If you're like me, people aren't too eager to sit down and play a quiz game. It's accessible and welcoming to new users rather than the VR or the Move where users had to buy the equipment. Plus, ditching having to hoard extra controllers for something that fits in your pocket was brilliant. I just wish the lineup was stronger and more memorable. It needed some kind of iconic PlayStation series to really uplift it. Have you played any of the PlayLink games? Do you think Sony should have continued the line of games, or was it best to leave it as it is? Let me know in the comments, and please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.